Question ho?
Oo. Kayo po ay binabanggit po ninyo na nagpasok kayo ng medicines. Ano, ano po ba yung sakit ng dating
Okay,
Pangulo?
again, hindi po ako nagpasok. Iniwan
Ah,
po namin sa prison facility.
okay.
Hindi po ako nakapasok. Okay? Iniwan lang po. Having said that, anong mga gamot ng Pangulo, that's covered by the right to privacy. Okay? He may be president, but he doesn't have to broadcast to the world his medical condition. That's considered absolutely private information.
But he has been deemed as fit by the doctors inside, no? So hindi naman po serious
I'm
kung ano man po.
sorry, again, you're not precise. He was deemed fit to appear, but it was also deemed fit that he will only appear by video. Malinaw po yun. Malinaw po yun. Kaya nga hindi na siya pina-appear. So that says a lot. That says a lot already. Henry, you have the floor. Go.
Yes, Secretary. Ano ang tsansa na siya ay mapauwi ng maaga at yung binabanggit ninyong motion, kasama ba na ma-dismiss ang kanyang kaso considering the fact dun sa sinasabi ninyo na illegal ang pagkahuli sa kanya at hindi siya nabigyan ng due process?
Again, no, dahil I'm working with another lawyer, at least one other lawyer actively, it would be improper for me to say something without conferring with him. Pero nakapagsalita naman ako na hindi tayo uuwi na hindi kasama ang Presidente Duterte. So let's just say that our prayers is that he will be released at the soonest time possible and we will take all steps necessary para mapauwi siya sa lalong mabilis na panahon. Now, siguro naman, I'm not in breach of confidentiality if I will tell you, malinaw yung proseso sa Article 59 ng International Criminal Court Rome Statute. At malinaw na hindi yan nasunod. So, ang mangyayari ngayon ng issue, sapat ba yon para mawala ang jurisdiction ng hukuman? Yan ay pagdidesisyonan ng hukuman kasi hindi naman nila talagang po pwedeng ipilit na naiharap siya sa isang lokal na hukuman. Okay?
May mga nagsasabi na baka pwedeng mag-petition na i-house arrest na lang sa kanya o interim arrest. Pwede ba yun?
Again, as I said, hindi na po, well, of course, ang interim arrest, hindi natin palalampasin yan. But other than yan ay karapatang hingi ng isang akusado sa ICC, wala muna po na akong sasabihin dahil it would be unprofessional of me to speak without having conferred with my co-counsels. Okay?
Thank you, Secretary.
Andy Peña-Peralta, sir, sa GMA News Online,
Go
sir.
ahead, Andy.
Sir, I have two questions, sir. Nung nakita po natin si VP Sara, nirelay po niya ang message ni dating Pangulong Duterte. Ang sinabi po sa kanya ni dating Pangulo, there will be a day of reckoning. Na-explain po ba sa inyo ni dating Pangulo ang ibig sabihin niya nito ng a day of reckoning? And second question po, sir, bilang counsel po ni dating Pangulong Duterte, mabibigyan din po ba kayo ng information kung meron pong mga warrants na lalabas kay Senator De La Rosa, kay former PNP Chief Albayalde, tsaka na sa iba pong mga linked sa killings? If yes, meron po bang warrants na may issue?
Okay. Unang-una, lilinawin ko sa inyo to ha. Sa mga abogado, tumataas ang balahibo namin pag tinatawag nyo na kaming legal counsel sa ICC. Ako, I can say I'm legal counsel for the President kasi I have given advice to the President on ICC matters. But I have not yet been officially recognized by the court as counsel. Kaya nga, medyo ingat-ingat lang tayo. But ako, walang doubts. I can claim to be counsel dahil talaga nung consistently ina-advise ko si Presidente even before, years ago pa, on ICC matters. No? Pero lilinawin ko po, hindi pa approve ng hukuman. Hindi pa kinikilala kami ng hukuman. Si Secretary Medialdea pa lang ang kinikilala. No? Pangalawa po is, syempre po, wala pa akong access kay Presidente. So hindi ko po alam kung anong exactly ang ibig sabihin niya. Pero tingin ko naman, using common meaning of every there will be a time of reckoning, yun pong common meaning po noon is magkakaroon din ng paghuhusga sa mga pangyayari ngayon. Okay? Tinranslate ko lang siya kung ano yung there is a time for reckoning. Okay? Question ho?
Oo. Kayo po ay binabanggit po ninyo na nagpasok kayo ng medicines. Ano, ano po ba yung sakit ng dating
Okay,
Pangulo?
again, hindi po ako nagpasok. Iniwan po namin sa prison facility.
Okay.
Hindi po ako nakapasok. Okay? Iniwan lang po. Okay? Kasama yung sinyelas na rin-request siya at saka medyas. At ang medyas na binigay namin ay yung colorful na medyas pa. Okay? Now, so having said that, anong mga gamot ng Pangulo? That's covered by the right to privacy. Okay? He may be president, but he doesn't have to broadcast to the world his medical condition. That's considered absolutely private information.
But he has been deemed as fit by the doctors inside, no? So hindi naman po serious.
I'm
kung ano man
sorry, again, you're not precise. He was deemed fit to appear, but it was also deemed fit that he will only appear by video. Malinaw po yun. Malinaw po yun. Kaya nga hindi na siya pina-appear. Okay? But his deemed fit is only for purposes of appearance by video. Okay? So that says a lot, I think. That says a lot already. Okay? Next is Jason Rubrico. Subukan mo ulit, Jason.
Attorney, hello po. Mas klaro na, Attorney?
Yes.
Yes po. Attorney, kanina, may we know the reaction of Vice President Sara Duterte doon pa sa overwhelming support na ipinapakita ng taong bayan. Yesterday, sunod-sunod yung mga prayer rallies, not just here in the Philippines, but also across the globe po, mga OFWs na nagpakita ng suporta kay dating Pangulo Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Nako, talaga naman pong nakakahabag sa damdamin ni VP Duterte yung napakalakas na suporta na pinapakita ng mga kapwa Pilipino natin, hindi lang dito sa dahig, kundi sa buong daigdig. I can confirm that the VP, being of her generation, is always online. Siya pa nga nagbigay sa akin ng unlimited data, no, from an eSIM, which is very powerful. She is forever grateful for everyone for showing their support to the president. And yan po nagbibigay ng lakas, hindi lang sa kanya, kundi sa buong pamilya, na malalampasan din ni Presidente Duterte itong pagsubok na ito. Oh, yes, then.
Just to clarify yung composition ng inyong legal team, we were also informed na kailangan ang mga miyembro ng legal team. Sabi nyo nga, di ba, ICC accredited. So, paano nagawa ko?
Unang-una, it's not an absolute rule. But of course, it's the caveat of the client, of the accused, because international criminal law is not only a branch of international law, it's a further subspecialty of international law. And unless you have specialized training and experience in this field, talagang everything will be Greek to you. It's not enough that you're a Philippine lawyer and appear, although there is no disqualification. Kaya nga, hindi ko alam kung nagawa na ito ng registry eh. Kasi si ES naman kasi kasama niya sa aeroplano. No? But the very first thing that the registrar will ask the accused to do is, here is the list of 200 lawyers accredited by the List Council. And the criteria, a single criteria is proven competence in the field of international law. Okay? So, you may hire lawyers outside of the list subject to the caveat that it's a specialized field of international law.
Okay. Kasi po yung nabanggit nyo, halimbawa, si VP Sara, hoping also to be accredited also by the ICC, tama ba? Or just to be recognized as a lawyer?
It's not a requirement to represent that you're part of the list, but of course, if you're going to ask the court who should represent you, they prefer that you choose someone from the list kasi nga may proven competence in the field of international criminal law. Ulitin ko po ha, kung mag-a-apply si VP Sara, it's only because she needs access to the president. And as a family member, mukhang every visit requires communication with the detention facility.
So just to be clarified, para hindi po kami magkamali, so we will say na parang nagpapalista siya as a legal counsel of the president, not ICC.
No, legal counsel of the president. To give her a counsel's access to an accused while under detention,
and
which should be bettered, no, na hindi po pwedeng pagbawalan. Samantalang ang bisita ng pamilya ay subject to restrictions.
Okay, kayo sir, di ba, nagpapa-add kayo as ICC legal counsel?
Yes, dahil nasa list naman talaga ako. Okay?
Okay. Let me just take this opportunity, sir, kasi yung mga mga victims' family are saying they're being trolled by the Duterte supporters, and sabi ng kanilang counsel, it will help the case and it will affect yung case ni dating Pangulo. Reaction nyo lang po doon.
Wala po akong reaction doon dahil hindi ko naman alam kung tinotroll sila eh. Hindi ko alam kung sino sila. Malalaman pa lang po namin kung sino sila kapag reveal na ng prosecution. Kaya nga po, sa lalong mabilis na panahon, dapat magbuo na itong legal team kasi magsisimula na po yung proseso ng discovery. Sa ngayon po, iba po ang sistema ng ICC, hindi gaya sa Pilipinas na may preliminary investigation, magsasubmit ng complaint affidavit at counter affidavits. Dito po wala. Everything was done unilaterally by the prosecution, and it is only now that we will find out kung anong basihan. Pero I have this as an observation. Akala ko ba libo-libo ang sinasabi nilang pinatay kaya naging crimes against humanity? Nagulat na lang ako na 43 ang sinasabi nila. No? nasan yung libu-libong sinasabi nila, no? At paulit-ulit naman nilang sinasabi yan na pinapatay daw ng Pangulo, di umano ang libu-libong tao. Pero nung binasa naman yung akusasyon kay Presidente, ang binanggit 43. Over a period of 8 years, no? So 43 divided by 8, how many is that?
Okay. But we don't encourage attacking or trolling anybody from any side.
Well, what I can say is that we have freedom of expression. Let a million flowers bloom. After all, the true test of truth is the power of an idea to be accepted in the free marketplace of ideas. Okay? Yes, si Gretchen.
Tama po kayo, no, yung 43. But the lawyers are saying that this is a representative sample, and also when it comes to the war on drugs involving law enforcement, mahirap mag-build ng case. So dahil na rin yung mismong police ang involved dun sa collecting of evidence. So hindi naman sa no, pero yung 43 hindi po ba ganoon naman talaga sa korte na pipili lang talaga ng mga strongest cases to present before the chamber?
You know, I'm speaking as an academic and as a lawyer, not as counsel. Crimes against humanity, widespread and systematic attack against civilian populations, knowing that it is being directed by civilian populations. Next is the propaganda of the complainants. Libo-libo raw sila. Pero ba ngayon, lumalabas 43. I leave it at that. It speaks for itself.
Pwede ko po itanong lang din itong sa Rome Statute Article 59 po na nabanggit ninyo. Doon sa press con po natin sa labas, you also mentioned a South African case. Pwede
Yes.
po bang malaman kung anong case po yun, yung tinitingnan po ninyo?
Ibrahim versus Minister. A decision of the Constitutional Court of South Africa.
Ano po nangyari?
Ibrahim versus Minister. Merong isang apartheid leader, kinidnap nila sa ibang bansa, dinala sa South Africa. Ang tanong, yung pangingidnap ba, dapat bang maging dahilan na mawalan ng jurisdiction ang hukuman? Ang sagot ng South Africa Constitutional Court, yes, because you cannot right a wrong by committing another wrong. And that the legality of the arrest by which jurisdiction was acquired over the person of the accused should be reason enough to divest the court of jurisdiction to continue hearing the case.
Okay.
Ibrahim versus Minister.
Final question po, no? Dito po sa mga visitation rights ng dating Pangulo, sino-sino po yung allowed? At si Senator Robin Padilla, ano po yung kanyang grounds? Kasi hindi po siya official family member.
Siya po ay presidente ng PDP Laban at nasa gitna po tayo ngayon ng isang halalan. Kaya po talaga siya naririto, hihingi siya ng instruction kay presidente kung anong gagawin sa kampanya ng PDP Laban. And I think that's a valid reason for him to be allowed to see the president, being the chairman of PDP Laban. Siyempre, ang mensahe naman ng presidente, vote straight PDP Laban.
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Joy Aalajar, paano naging fit ang 80 years old? Try mo daw maging 80 and tell us if fit ka pa din. Pahayag naman ni Lowely Perendos, she is no longer questioning, she is putting words in his mouth. At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Jule Aragon. I even see him in the hospital I worked before, but I never asked my colleagues about his condition cause of patient privacy. And this, Philippine media is so cheap. Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.